cheer. Catty Connie and loudmouth Linda, keeping it real, no agenda. Satire, truth, and a whole lot of fun. Politics, crime, we get it all done. From breaking news to a joke or two, we do it our way just for you. We just can't make this stuff up. 1 year strong and we ain't gonna stop. Mic in hand, voices loud, shouting truth, making you proud.
Well, good morning, you all. Wow, so much has happened this morning that I need to catch you up on. Sorry, I'm always on here so late. But I was listening last night to all the crazy stuff people were saying. And now I'm going to fill you in on right where we're at right now. So Dawn Richard is on the stand right now, and she's testifying that, yes, Diddy abused her. He hit her with a chair. She witnessed that he hit somebody with a wooden hammer and gave him a concussion. This man beat these people into control. It is unbelievable. Unbelievable how this man controlled so many people and how he controlled them. So, from what I can see, there's going to be 190 people that are somehow linked to this trial. Now, let's talk about something here. The racketeering alone carries life. He had got a plea deal of 15 years, and he refused it. Why? I mean, if he would have taken his plea deal, he would have been out. Well, I mean, even if he had to do the whole 15 years, right? He would have been out 15 years. Right now, if they get him on the racketeering charge alone, it's life. And they have him on 32 different charges. Think about that, guys. 32 different charges. And the three majors are racketeering, sex trafficking, and RICO. And then there's a whole bunch of little ones underneath. I just don't see this man walking. He's just not going to walk. It's just not going to happen. I think he is going to scream at the end when he sees that he is going to do time and they are going to find him guilty of all of this stuff. He's going to ask for that plea deal, guys. That's exactly what's going to happen. He's going to ask for that plea deal. And I think at that point, personally, it's a little too late. A little too late. He should have taken it when it was offered. And now it's just a little too late for him to take this plea deal. 15 years? He could have done 15 years. Now what he's going to do is sit here and listen. And the man's already shaking as he's sitting there, trying to control his anger. Good morning, Spudsy. It's good to see you. Yeah, he is. It's crazy. So Richards is testifying that, yes, she saw what Diddy did to Cassie. She said every meeting they went to, every single meeting that they went to, Diddy laid hands on Cassie. That's insane. Every meeting, can you imagine? So that's basically saying he put hands on her every day. Is that not Stockholm syndrome? This this lady has so many demons haunting her from what Diddy did to her that all I can do is pray for her because he beat her into submission totally every day. Think about that. Every day. And Richard said that he beat her too. He hit her with the wooden hanger, and he hit her with the chair, while he sits and he shakes, sitting behind his table with his defense, he is shaking all over because I don't think that this man is going to be able to control his anger long enough to get through this trial. He's gonna pop off. He's already slammed his hands on the table. He's already shown his anger once. You think he's gonna be able to sit there and control his anger for another, what, 39 days? Do you think? I don't think so. Now, I need to apologize to everyone. No, Gene Deal has not testified yet. He is there at the court listening to everything. And he is coming on his podcast and disputing or making comments. From what I understand, he had a video, and that was what the jury heard. I would love to see Gene Deal get on the stand, is what I would love to see. I would love to see Gene Deal get on the stand and tell everything he knows. Because apparently, according to Gene Deal, Diddy laid hands on his own mom. How does that happen? How do you do that? And then he bragged about how his mom could put both her palms on the floor. Really? Is that something to brag about? The man is insane. Now, according to what I've heard in the background, Diddy never laid any hands on J-Lo. Do you kind of wonder why Diddy didn't lay hands on J-Lo? I kind of wonder. Was it because J-Lo had money? Now, Dawn Richard has also testified because the defense asked her, why were you guys there? Why did you stay? Why didn't you leave? She said it's all about money. A lot of us couldn't afford anything. It was all about money. They all went in and it was all about money. So, money has the ability to be the root of all evil, right? I think so. Well, Spudsy, it was just trying to prove how agile the mother was as far as positions and how, it was all about how she was agile and she, as far as sexual positions, and how good she was at what she could do. Follow me? The man was all about the sex acts. He was demonic. I mean, you can say diabolical. I don't think diabolical is a good word for it. I think it's more the man was a demon. demonic, and how he could, these are the things that he was proud of. Yes, he and his mom, that was all going on. Incest was going on. The family was all participating in all that. This is how Diddy grew up. All right. Does it give him a pass for the reason he is what he is? No, I don't think so. I wouldn't give him a pass for that. Because, a true victim wants to get the heck out of a situation like that. They want out. Cassie wanted out. Now, Cassie's husband has filed for divorce because I guess apparently he didn't know exactly everything. And when she testified, she told it all. And she told how she had had an affair with Diddy when she was married to him. Think about that, guys. Why? Once you get out and you're married and you have your kids, and why would you go back? Because you're afraid for your life. Think about it. He beat her every day. It's unbelievable. See, Don Richard testified that Diddy threatened to kill her. Well, there you go. Everybody that's testifying is in fear for their life. That much control is very, very, very sick, and it's very, very, very sad. And how this man had that kind of control. Now, he had that kind of control when he was out and on the streets and walking amongst everybody. But you tell me how he has that much control over the people while he's incarcerated. The people are still afraid of him. Even incarcerated, they're afraid of him. That's insane. That's totally insane that he has that kind of control. And spouting off things about his mom, Gene Deal said he used to brag about how his mom could do different things. Who does that? Who wants to put their mom's dirty laundry out there? Although, like I said yesterday, his mom owned a brothel. Richard claims that Diddy hit Cassie with a skillet. How about that, guys? Yeah, we are definitely in darker times. And Royal Apple, let's talk about something there. Speaking of darker times, in the first part of the Bible in the Old Testament, they talk about doing all of this kind of stuff, sacrificing their children and doing all of this kind of stuff. But they didn't talk so much about positions and how they beat them. But there were some dark things going on during that time too. I think now we have taken it to the next level. And people are afraid for their lives. Some people are doing it because they're broke and they have no money. It's hard times right now, but no. Richard told jury Diddy physically and emotionally abused her for years. For years. There you go, ladies and gentlemen. There she goes. She's getting that was Don Richards. It's unbelievable the things that Diddy has gotten away with. And it's been years and years and years. So 190 people. This is how his demon, horrible darkness has spread. And when you start talking about money, he promised people record albums. He promised his son record albums. Have you ever heard his sons come out with anything? No, no. His sons never got anything. He promised people glorious lives while he beat them and abused them and mind controlled them. So, in the beginning of all of this trial, Cassie has shown the beatings, and it has shown to be basically a domestic violence case, right? Richards has came up and she has said that not only did he beat her, not only did he beat Cassie, but he also beat her and everyone else that was around. The defense asked, why didn't anyone step forward? Why didn't they stop all of this? Why didn't they, when Cassie was being hit, why didn't you guys step forward and help her? And Richard said, because we did not want to we didn't want ourselves to be hit. We did not want to be abused ourselves. They were afraid of him. Plain and simple, bottom line, everyone was afraid of Diddy. And what was he? 5'1"? I don't know. I'm just teasing. But he's a little minion. He's not very tall. But he had a lot of big people that were getting paid that were around him. And this is how he pushed his control. All the security guards, all the people that he had on his payroll. Now, this is where the RICO comes in. All of his entourage was being paid to be a part of all of this. It was a corporation, right? Right? This is where the RICO's going to come in. All of his little minions were getting paid to drag Cassie to these freak-offs. All of his people were paid to be a part of all of his little dark web. And it became a corporation. And this is where the RICO's going to come in. Now he's got 32 things against him, right? All it's going to take is one of them. And one of those three are the big majors, sex trafficking. When somebody says no and they drag them across the state border to another state, that's sex trafficking, guys. That's sex trafficking. If you say no and you don't want to go and you want no part of it, that's trafficking. His RICO charges are going to be found when all the people, all of his little entourage testify that he paid me to do this. He paid me to do this. The big corporation, the Diddy Corporation. Well, he promises people all these wonderful things. He's just as sick, except on a bigger level, as the old man in the park trying to give the little girl a piece of candy. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's disgusting at its best. And only a little bit of the dirt has came out. There's so much more coming out. I want to see Justin Bieber get on the stand, and I want to see Justin Bieber say out of his own mouth that Diddy never did anything to him. I want to see Britney Spears get on the stand and say Diddy never did anything to her. I want to see it come from her own mouth. I want to see Usher get up on the stand and say that Diddy never did anything to him. I want to see it come from their own mouths. That's what I want to see. Is it going to happen? Well, I guess we'll have to tune in and find out. But that's what I want to see. Because these people turning around and saying, Diddy never did this to me. And it wasn't even out of their mouth. It was out of their camp. These people's camp say, oh no, he never did that. Really? No, I want to hear it come from their mouths. That's what I want to hear. I want to see these people take the stand. I want to see Gene Deals take the stand. I want to see Jaguar Wright take the stand instead of talking on podcasts. I want to see him testify. And maybe they are one of the 190, right? Maybe they're part of that 190. They're saying that the Obamas are a part of the 190. Akeem Jeffries is a part of the 190. The Clintons are a part of the 190. There you go. The Clintons are always involved in this kind of dark stuff, aren't they? It's kind of amazing how somehow their names are involved in all that. Someday, somewhere, somehow, this is all going to come back and it's going to slap them all in the face. Just saying, guys, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I can guarantee you it's going to happen. The truth is going to come out, whether they wanted to or not. This is 2025 where all is going to be revealed. And this is just a small glimpse of what's going to be revealed. Just telling you now. So buckle up, because there's going to be some things that's going to make your hair curl. There's a lot of things that are going to come out. And this is just the beginning. This trial is just the beginning. And I believe there's going to be many trials to follow. A lot of the witnesses are signing affidavits that they will testify if no charges are brought against them. Okay. If we take down the kingpin, all right. But if your hands are dirty and you've done some things that are unspeakable, like unaliving people, that kind of thing, should they be allowed to sign a deal that keeps them free and clear? If they perform these things, if they unalived people, I guess if it takes down the kingpin, that's okay, right? Well, this is what I have to say about that. Okay. Your name's going to be out there, though. Your life is going to be ruined anyway when you testify on what you did. And there's a lot of people out there with a whole lot of stories they're covering up. A lot of people in big positions, high positions. That's a lot scary. A lot scary. If you're covering up what you've done, or that you participated in, come on, guys. You know good and well these people knew what he was doing was wrong. There's no way they didn't know it was wrong. He threatened them with their lives, their families' lives. He threatened to take everything from them. Good morning, Nano to 4. Yeah, he threatened them with their lives and their families' lives and their children's lives. If you didn't do what you're going to do, what I tell you to do, then you know what? I'm going to take it all from you. Does it make it right? Well, I'm going to tell you, I believe that if your kids are threatened and your family's threatened and you're afraid, you're going to do things that you don't want to do to keep your family and yourself and your kids safe. I think this is where a lot of them were at. But I want to say, like I said, Gene Deal has not testified yet. And I believe that that is going to be great. Yay, babies are sleeping. Yeah, I believe that I believe that there's a lot of things that's yet to come out. I believe, here's another thing I heard this morning that was really threw me for a loop. All right, so all of the things, the mood enhancing, let me say the mood enhancing things that he brought, right? Like his little pink powder and all of this stuff that he brought. Do you know what else he had in his little bag of tricks? The little demonic minion had in his tricks? The day after, Plan B pill. Why did he have the Plan B pill? Because no one was allowed to use prophylactics during these freak offs. Think about that. How many STDs were shared at their freak offs? Share the love. I mean, that's something that has yet to come out. We know that Cassie had multiple, basically lived with a UTI, but we're not hearing about the STDs that were shared around. And here, let me give you the Plan B pill after the freak off. Really? Really? Yeah, that came out too. That came out today too. He made sure in his little bag of tricks that wasn't going to happen. Yeah, he's a piece of work from day one. Unbelievable. Unbelievable the things this man did. And he's okay, right? There are people out there that are defending him. There are people out there that believe that he should only get 3 to 4 years for what he's done. 3 to 4 years is what they believe this man should get. I believe boy, this lady looks like she's getting ready to have a baby anytime. I believe that there should be a hole in the ground and somebody should just put a door over it, because this man is the most horrendous, demonic, diabolical. He threatened people's lives. He threatened people's families. He threatened people's kids. He threw a few breadcrumbs at them for doing what they did. He had his entourage do things for him because he didn't want to get. Yes, but see, this is what people are saying in chats. They're saying, oh, I think that he should only get 3 to 4 years, destroying so many lives. You're right. And that's what he deserves? No, I don't think so. I think he deserves a heck of a lot worse than that. I think he deserves to go to prison and never see the light of day. That's what I believe. When you control people like that, you deserve the maximum. Now, RICO and racketeering, the minimum is life. That's 30 years, right? 15 on good behavior. That would put him out at, he's 55. That would put him out at 70. No. He needs to never see the light of day. And the thing about it, I wondered why he wouldn't take the plea deal, right? Why wouldn't he take the plea deal? I mean, that would have given him 15 years and he would have been out at 70. But there's more underlining there. He wouldn't take the plea deal because the feds are going to confiscate everything he owns. He's going to lose his houses. He's going to lose all of his money. Giving it to his mom, signing everything over, that doesn't save it because it was his in the beginning. So they are going to confiscate everything. He's not going to have any money. He's not going to have that protection in prison that he thinks he's going to be able to pay people off because he's not going to have any money. There you go, guys. After he got to thinking about it, and he said, you know what? If I take this plea deal, I'm guilty. They're going to take everything I own. I've got to fight this. They're going to take everything I've got. Everything that I worked so hard for. Right. You mean everything everybody else worked so hard for. He never got his hands dirty other than to threaten and sit back and pleasure himself. He mind controlled. That was his part of the diabolical plan, while he got his little minions too. And he also did the beatings and that sort of thing. But he had his minions do a lot of different things that he paid them to do. And he thinks that he's innocent. I'm innocent. I didn't do anything. It was domestic violence. That's all it was. Well, when 50 Cent stood up in the back of the courtroom and said his piece on Friday, Diddy slammed his hand on the table, screaming and hollering that he wasn't guilty of any of that. Okay, so now we've seen just a little tiny part, right? We've seen this little tiny part of Diddy's anger. Little one. Do you think he's going to be able to control himself for another 39 days? I can guarantee you this man is going to lose his mind. You're going to see Diddy lose his mind in court. He is going to show his anger. I can promise you that. He's going to show exactly how diabolical he is. Gosh, I cannot talk this morning. All right, so he's like this soda pop that's been shaken and shaken and shaken. He is shaking as he sits there. They said that he had to ask for a bathroom break umpteen times. What's he doing in the bathroom? That he has to go all the time. Well, who knows, but he's got to keep taking breaks. That's the only way he can calm his anger down. He's that soda pop, I'm telling you right now. He's that soda pop that's been shaken, and that lid's going to come off, and it's going to spew all over the courtroom. It's going to happen. I can promise you that. What do you guys think? What do you guys believe is going to happen? Because this man in his mind believes that he is innocent. He believes he didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything. They asked for it. Cassie asked to be beaten. Cassie asked to join these freak-offs. Okay. Well, they have text messages that say that Cassie was ready and willing to do a freak-off. But let's talk about why Cassie did that. Cassie was trying to please this man. Cassie was going to do and was willing to do anything to please this little munchkin. I mean, I'm sure he was at one time walking the yellow brick road. Yeah, he and his little minions pushed Cassie, made her do everything that he wanted her to do. And she got to the point that if it makes you happy, what does the song say? If it makes you happy, it can't be that bad. Isn't that the way the song goes? After you have Stockholm syndrome and you believe that anything that you can do to make somebody happy, it somehow, in a sick way, makes you happy. It's sick, guys. It's totally sick. They've had sidebars this morning. The judge keeps calling sidebars, saying, "Look, you can't ask people questions like you're asking them. They're asking diabolical, stupid questions. And the reason the defense is asking these stupid questions is because Diddy is writing notes and telling them, ask him this, ask him that. He knew exactly what buttons to push with each and every person. Here, let's push this button. Here, you tell him this, you say that, you tell him. Let's see if we can't make them break on the stand." So far, that hasn't happened. Cassie kept her cool. Cassie testified calm, cool, and collected. And now Don Richard has also testified calm, cool, and collected and said, look, they asked her, didn't you say that you were okay with all of this? And Don Richard said, no, I never said that. I don't know where you got that. I never said that. So he's not pushing the buttons that he wants to push. He's not doing, he writing his little notes are not helping. He should just sit back, keep his mouth shut, and let the attorneys do their job. But he's not. He wants to be in control of that too, because he loves control, right? I'm in control of everything. I'm in control. This is my case. I'm in control. This is my freak off party. I'm in control. I'm going to direct you on exactly how to do it and how and where and when and what time and how long it lasts. The man wants control, total control of everything. And now he wants total control of this trial. And it's not happening, guys. It's not happening. They're asking the questions that he wants them to ask, but his court case is spiraling. He needs to keep his mouth shut. I can't wait to see exactly who's going to come forward and who's going to testify in this court case. I keep Googling to see the list. I want to see the list. And the judge has not released the list yet. All we know is that it's 190 people that are celebrities and in high positions. That's all we know. I'm sure we can think of a few names. And I'm sure we can, you can't accuse anybody of anything, right? Without concrete proof. This is another thing that the defense is coming up with. Well, you said you were drugged. But were you? Or did you take that yourself? Did you do it yourself? Or were you really? Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof? Do you have any proof that he drugged you? Do you have a video showing the receipts that he drugged you? No. But he did. Well, you can't prove that. This is where the defense is going with this. They're saying, you can't prove that you weren't a willing participant in this freak off. It might have gotten a little rough and a little bit too much, but you said it was okay, right? This is where they're going with it. And I don't believe it's going to hold one bit of water anywhere in any bucket. Because I'm telling you right now, everybody testifying to exactly the same thing and saying, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. How can you say all these people are lying? You can say one lied. You can say two lied. But everybody that is testifying is telling the exact same story. Yes, this is what he did. This is what he did. And if you didn't willingly take the drugs that he was dishing out, then maybe you got a massage with the drugs and the oil. I'm just saying, he had control no matter what. And this is where he's going with it. But the defense saying, do you have a video that proves it? Can you prove it? Can you prove that you didn't say it was okay? Can you prove that you didn't take those drugs willingly? Can you prove that he told you what was going to happen? Can you prove that you said no? This is the stand they're standing on right now. I keep hearing all of the questions that the defense is asking, and this is where it keeps going to. Can you prove it? It's all hearsay. Can you prove it? It's going to be proven, guys. It's going to be proven. Somebody somewhere is going to come forward with a video. There's already videotapes. Is that Gene Deal coming out of there right now? I think that was Gene Deal coming out of the courthouse right now. They're going to come up. Somebody's got some videos. Audie has some videos that the court has yet to see. So the proof is there. And I don't think for 1 second, I don't believe for 1 second that the feds would take this thing to court if they didn't have proof, ironclad proof that this is how demonic this man was. The proof is there. We just haven't seen it yet. And it's going to be interesting when it comes forward. What the prosecution right now is trying to mold the case. They're just giving you basically that he has anger problems, that he has been abusive, that he did control Cassie. These are just the highlights. Cassie is no more the whole case. She's just showing you, this is what he did to me. This is how he has anger problems. This is how he drugged me. This is how he taught me. This is how he groomed me. This is how all of this started. So now we have Don Richards doing exactly the same thing, showing the grooming, showing the abuse. They're painting this picture of what kind of anger problems this man had and what kind of control. The receipts are yet to come. And they're coming. Oh, believe me, they're coming. When Audie gets on the stand with his video There you go. We've already seen one video from the security guard at the hotel. Everyone's seen that. Everyone was disgusted by that. But I did hear, this was interesting also, that they had showed to the jurors and to the court some videotapes of some of these. So is Carrie. So is Carrie what? He's on the list too? The judge saw some of the freak off videos and absolutely vomited, guys. Jurors were choking. They wanted to vomit. Was she testifying right now? Well, there you go. See? See? When all these people come forward and they start telling exactly how abusive he was and what he got away with, yeah. Yeah. The abuse, the anger problems, all of that is coming forward. And I want to see if I can find, here, just give me 1 second. And I want to see if I can't find Carrie Morgan in Jamaica. I saw him drag her by her hair. I ran back to get my purse and phones so that she could leave. Aussie, what do you mean? What did you see next? I thought she was knocked out. Then she got up and ran into a wooded area. What did Mr. Combs do to Cassie? That's what she's testifying. I saw him drag her by her hair. I ran back to get my purse and phones so we could leave. What did you see next? I thought she was knocked out. Then she got up and ran into a wooded area. This is Carrie Morgan's testimony. It starts with, how did Mr. Combs act? He would yell at Cassie. She lost her confidence big time, lost her spark. Combs talked down to Cassie. Who she talked to? Did she contact you looking for her? A lot. Sometimes he would call 50 times in a row. Would others call for him? Yes. Christina Coram, or KK, did. Did you witness any assaults? Yes. First in Hollywood Hills, Ruben, one of his security guards, was there. Wow. Wow. See? There you go. There you go. I have her testimony up right now. I'm waiting for the next one to come up. Let's get the next one up here. Okay, so there's a delay. Yeah, I just read her testimony, what she's testifying. They're giving it in real time, and I'm going to read it for y'all as soon as the next one comes up. Unbelievable, guys. Just unbelievable. How he did the things he did is unbelievable. Diddy's docket judge orders to file but Only docket on delay in Sean Diddy trials filings every weekend. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Unfreaking believable. Okay, so I've got this. May 19th. In the first week of the U.S. versus Sean Combs trial, there was a talk in a court about filings that were not included, even in sealed or redacted forms in the public docket. So, remember the judge? Remember the judge saying, you guys were supposed to give us all of this stuff and you haven't? You have until Sunday to do that? Yeah. You know what? They didn't do it. They didn't get it. And now they're trying really hard to get that stuff to them. And the judge is like, hey, you know what? No, I'm sorry. You had your time. So the AUS has said, so what happened? Cassie wouldn't show them her ID. Nothing happened. They left a card. Reading this message, did you send an attachment? Yes, a photo of the card the detective left. All right, so what did that go to? Let's go back here. What did Mr. Combs do to Cassie? He kicked her. What did she do? Nothing. I told Ruben to do nothing. I told Ruben to do something. He indicated he wouldn't. Then what? He left the house. Cassie and I were hiding by someone's front door. And then what happened? I saw him drag her by her hair. I ran back to get my purse and phone, and so that we could leave. Wow. Wow. So what we have going now is what we have now is we have Carrie Morgan is confirming everything that Cassie has told. Correct? That's what we have going on here. I want to see. Let's see. Let's see KK take the stand, huh? How come KK's not taking the stand? They're saying KK is the Jolene Maxwell to the Diddy Corp. KK was his right hand lady. Yeah. Let's see her take the stand. That's what I want to see. Because you know what? She's just as guilty as he is. Come on, guys. She's just as guilty as he is. Jolene went to jail. Jesleen Maxwell. She went to prison because her hands were just as dirty as Epstein. KK needs to go to jail too. I think there's a sidebar happening right now. Yep. There's a sidebar happening. Right. Right. Now, she will testify saying how great Diddy was and how he gave, and everybody knew what was going to happen. And they were all paid. They were paid really well, and he had nothing to do with it. And they knew what was going to happen. And she hired them and gave them the disclosure of what was going to go on. Oh, yeah, right. Right. Well, you know what? She needs to go to jail too, right along with him, Put them in the same cell together. I believe she needs to go and be put in jail too. Because she's just guilty. She's just as nasty and guilty as he is. He sure never beat her, did he? He never laid a hand on her. He never drugged her. How much of this, guys, how much money do you think KK was getting? Makes you kind of wonder, doesn't it? Makes me wonder. That'll sure all come out how well she was paid. I don't, my thing is, I don't understand how people can sink down this far and allow, and it's not their fault. Don't get me wrong. It's not their fault because this man brainwashed them and did all the things to them and beat them into agreement. But you often think, or I think, can you imagine being the witness of people watching all of this and not being able to do anything? Can you imagine? Is all the money in the world worth all that? I don't think so. This is why they say money is the root to all evil. Yeah, it's evil, all right. Look at it. Look, I mean, this is a perfect example of how evil money can be. They're all driven by it. They're all driven by how much money he was giving them. And Cassie wasn't even driven by the money. Cassie was so in love with this man that used to beat the brakes off of her that she would do whatever it was that he wanted her to do just to make him happy. I just want to make him happy. That's it. I just want to make him happy. I love him. What kind of love is that? That's sick. That's twisted. That's sad. That is so sad. I don't even know how to, I can't even wrap my brain around that. How you would do something that diabolical to somebody else's life. But like I said, he's a demon. He's a demon from hell, and he controlled many, many people while he sat back. The little minion sat back and laughed, oh, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to tell you how to do it. Okay, wait. You're not doing it quite right. Can you do it this way? Well, you know what? I'm not really sure I like it that way. Let's do it a different way. Cassie said that freak off parties could last 4 days. 4 days. Non-stop, guys. Non-stop. Everybody would take their turn for 4 days. And you wonder why they had to have IV pumps due to dehydration. It's all coming out, guys. It's all coming out. While he sits there and shakes in his chair thinking to himself, oh my gosh, please don't let this one get up there. Don't let this one testify. Don't let this one say anything. They're all coming. They've all turned against you, Diddy. They're all ready to watch you suffer. And it's going to happen. It's coming. As the old cliche says, hell's coming to breakfast. And Diddy, you are the guest of honor. I just want to know how long he can keep his cool. That's what I'm waiting for. How long can you keep your cool, Diddy? How long can you put a cap on it? How much? Who is going to be the one that's going to get on the stand that's going to push him over? Because there will be one. I guarantee you. There will be one that's going to get on that stand. And I think Audie will be one of them that's going to push Diddy a little further. I think that Gene Deal's going to be one that's going to push Diddy a little further. There's going to be some people that are going to get up on the stand and say, hey, I told him this is ridiculous, don't do this, and he did it anyway. Yeah, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And they're going to just have a great big celebration while Diddy walks to Florence in Colorado. That's where they'll have him. They'll put him in Florence. He'll do live. He'll go to Florence. Because if you remember, Epstein never left the Metropolitan Center that Diddy's in right now. Yeah. He never left there. Diddy's going to get on the bus and he's going to get to be transported to somewhere else. What a ride. While everyone sits back going, come on, bring him into my cell. Bring him in here. He'll be broke. He'll be angry. He'll be bitter. And they're gonna beat the brakes off of him when he gets there. That's what Diddy has to look forward to. And tell me that he did not deserve every bit of it. I can't see how there will ever be a mistrial here. I just don't see it. I think we've got a lot more to go through. I think we're going to see people come forward with a whole lot of things. And I think we're going to be really surprised at the things we're going to see. That's what I think. So I have now covered a little bit of this morning, the things that I heard last night. I'll be on again tonight with, I don't know why we say loudmouth Linda, but we're going to come back with lovely Linda. Because, Catty Connie is kind of catty. She is kind of catty. But we're going to come back with loudmouth Linda tonight, and we'll discuss it a little bit more with y'all. I'm going to continue to keep listening. I'm going to start taking notes so that I have things to talk about tonight, so that I can bring you what the real news that I hear. Right now, they must be on break because they're not saying anything. So I'll see you guys later tonight at 6:30. Love y'all. I'll have some news when I see you tonight. Thanks for sharing the morning with me.